Have you ever wondered how a tiny bird can survive a freezing winter night when temperatures drop far below what most humans could endure? It seems almost impossible. A small songbird weighs only a few ounces. It has no house, no heater, no blanket, and no way to escape the cold. Yet every winter, millions of birds survive temperatures that would quickly become life-threatening for many other animals. And here is the surprising part. Some birds can maintain a body temperature of over 100 degrees Fahrenheit even while sitting in snow and ice. How? The answer is one of nature's most impressive survival secrets. From hidden insulation and biological heating systems to clever nighttime strategies, birds have developed remarkable ways to survive conditions that seem impossible. And once you understand what is happening beneath those feathers, you may never look at a winter bird the same way again. The secret is not what most people think. Most people assume birds survive winter simply because they have feathers. That is true, but only partly. Feathers alone are not enough. If they were, birds would still lose heat much faster than they could replace it. The real secret lies in how birds use those feathers. When temperatures begin to drop, many birds fluff up their feathers dramatically. You have probably seen this before. A bird suddenly looks rounder and puffier than usual. It is not trying to look cute. It is creating insulation. By fluffing its feathers, a bird traps pockets of air close to its body. And air is an excellent insulator. The trapped air acts like a natural winter coat, slowing heat loss and helping maintain a stable body temperature. That fluffy appearance is actually a survival tool. The colder it gets, the more important those layers become. In some species, winter feathers are even thicker than summer feathers, providing extra protection during the harshest months of the year. Birds are much warmer than humans. One reason birds survive cold so effectively is that their bodies already operate at surprisingly high temperatures. The average human body temperature is around 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Many birds maintain temperatures between 104 and 108 degrees Fahrenheit. That means they start with a significant heat advantage. Their bodies function like powerful furnaces. But generating that heat requires energy, a lot of energy. This is why winter can actually be one of the most dangerous seasons for birds. Cold itself is not always the biggest threat. Running out of energy often is. Every day becomes a balance between finding enough food and conserving enough heat. If a bird cannot eat enough, it may not have the fuel necessary to stay warm through the night. Eating becomes a matter of survival. During winter, many birds seem to spend most of their day searching for food. That is because they are. A bird's metabolism works incredibly fast. Its body burns energy almost constantly. In freezing conditions, this process becomes even more intense. Many birds increase their food intake significantly during cold weather. Seeds, berries, insects, nuts, and other food sources become critical fuel. Some species can consume enormous amounts relative to their size. Every seed represents stored energy. Every meal becomes part of the bird's heating system. This is why backyard bird feeders can be so important during winter. For some birds, a reliable food source may make the difference between surviving the night or not. The amazing trick hidden in their legs. One of the strangest mysteries involves bird feet. Have you ever noticed a bird standing on snow or ice? At first glance, it looks impossible. How are their feet not freezing? The answer involves a remarkable biological adaptation called countercurrent heat exchange. Inside a bird's legs, warm blood traveling downward runs very close to cold blood returning upward. As these blood vessels pass each other, heat transfers from one stream to the other. This system allows birds to keep most of their body heat inside their core while reducing heat loss through their feet. As a result, their feet can remain much cooler than the rest of their body without suffering damage. It is an incredibly efficient design. Instead of wasting valuable heat, birds recycle it. Nature solved this engineering challenge millions of years ago. Sleeping through the coldest hours. Nighttime is often the greatest challenge. During the day, birds can move around, search for food, and absorb sunlight. At night, temperatures frequently drop even lower. To survive, birds become surprisingly strategic. Many species search for sheltered sleeping locations before sunset. Dense shrubs, tree cavities, evergreen branches, birdhouses. Any location that blocks wind can make a huge difference. Wind removes heat quickly. Reducing exposure helps conserve precious energy. Some birds even sleep close together. By huddling, they share warmth and reduce heat loss. For small birds especially, these tiny advantages can be life-saving. What appears to be a simple sleeping spot may actually be a carefully chosen shelter designed to maximize survival. Some birds enter a state, almost like hibernation. Now here is one of the most fascinating survival strategies of all. Certain birds can temporarily lower their body temperature during extremely cold periods. This state is known as torpor. Think of it as a short-term energy-saving mode. Instead of maintaining their normal high temperature, the bird allows its body temperature to drop. Its heart rate slows. Its breathing slows. Its energy consumption decreases dramatically. This allows the bird to survive situations where food is scarce or temperatures become dangerously low. Hummingbirds are famous for using this strategy. A hummingbird burns so much energy during the day that surviving the night would sometimes be impossible without torpor. It is one of nature's most effective emergency survival tools. Why many birds stay instead of migrating? When people think about winter, they often assume all birds migrate south. But millions do not. In fact, many species remain in cold climates year-round. Why? Because migration is expensive. Flying hundreds or thousands of miles requires enormous amounts of energy. For some species, staying put is actually more efficient. They have already adapted to winter conditions. They know where food can be found. They understand the local environment. And by remaining, they avoid the risks associated with long migrations. It is not that these birds enjoy the cold. It is that they have evolved ways to survive it. Snow can actually help. This may sound strange, but snow is not always the enemy. Sometimes snow becomes a form of protection. Certain birds use snow as insulation. Some species burrow into snowbanks to escape wind and extreme temperatures. Inside the snow, conditions can actually be much warmer than the surrounding air. The snow acts like a natural blanket. It blocks wind, it traps heat, and it creates a surprisingly stable environment. What looks like a frozen prison from the outside can become a life-saving shelter from within. The constant battle against heat loss. Every winter bird faces the same challenge. Keep enough heat, lose as little as possible. Everything about their behavior reflects this goal. Their feathers, their feeding habits, their sleeping locations, their body systems, even their posture. Sometimes you will see a bird standing on one leg. It is reducing heat loss. Sometimes you will see feathers puffed out dramatically. It is trapping warm air. Sometimes you will see birds disappear into dense vegetation before sunset. They are preparing for a long, cold night. Every action serves a purpose. Nothing is wasted. Nature's winter survivors. The next time you see a small bird sitting calmly on a snowy branch, remember what is really happening. Beneath those feathers is a remarkable survival machine, a creature generating its own heat, managing its energy with incredible precision, using insulation, specialized circulation systems, strategic shelter, and millions of years of evolutionary adaptations. What looks effortless is actually a daily battle against the cold. And yet birds have mastered it. While winter transforms the landscape into a frozen world, they continue singing, flying, feeding, and surviving. Not because the cold does not affect them, but because nature has equipped them with extraordinary tools to overcome it. And perhaps that is the most impressive secret of all. The smallest birds often survive some of the biggest challenges nature can create. Every winter, they prove it again.